Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So this is a follow-up to my Starbucks videos. As you all know, two African American men were arrested at a Starbucks in Philadelphia for waiting while black. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that situation, I'll post links in the cards to my prior videos that go into details about the situation. So there was an issue about racial profiling, and there was an uproar, and there were protests and calls for boycotts against Starbucks. And Starbucks has since entered a settlement agreement with the two brothers. And what I want to do is summarize some of the points from this settlement agreement, some of the highlights of the settlement agreement that have been made public. Also, it's important to note that some of the terms are not public from what I understand. So each one of them will receive a symbolic dollar to settle the case. Also, there's going to be a $200,000 grant set up to help young entrepreneurs pursue their dreams of owning businesses. They're going to set up a pilot curriculum at some public schools or for public school students at high schools. Also, Starbucks is going to pay for these two young men to complete their undergraduate degrees in a partnership with Arizona State University. And as you all know, Starbucks is also going to close 8,000 stores so that they can conduct a training session on racial bias. Now, when I saw this agreement, there are several things that are of concern. And I noticed that quite a few people on YouTube have been trashing this agreement, saying that it's nothing, that it is nothing, it is not a real compromise or a real settlement. And I understand part of the frustration with that, the fact that each one of these guys received a dollar, given the fact that they were humiliated, given the fact that they were subjected to arrest for simply waiting while black. One would think that they would receive a larger settlement than that. One would think that that was inadequate. And I tend to agree that that is inadequate. A dollar is not sufficient, even though these young men will um, receive scholarships for college and they will have their education paid for. That is a form of compensation that is very useful to them. But I think that they're entitled to more than what has been given. Again, there are terms of this agreement that we're not aware of. They may receive some kind of other type of compensation that we may not be aware of. So that's something that people need to bear in mind. But just based on what we see right now, this is not really that much. This is really not an adequate monetary settlement or settlement just in other terms. One training session is not enough to deal with the problem of racial bias. And I wonder if there are additional terms in this agreement that require Starbucks to make a measurable commitment to address these problems of discrimination within their business. And I wonder if there are provisions that call for monitoring of Starbucks and how they conduct their business. And I wonder if there are any kind of enforcement mechanisms in the settlement agreement. So, for instance, if Starbucks engages in any kind of discriminatory behavior in any of their stores, I wonder if there will be some kind of enforcement mechanism to force them to pay sanctions or to be subjected to additional requirements from the courts. So that's one thing that's very concerning. And $200,000 is a good start for a program to promote entrepreneurship. But from what I understand, that's only enough to cover 1 year of training. And I wonder if it will be something that is actually useful and functional, that will actually equip young people with the tools that they need to actually engage in entrepreneurship, or if this is just some token type of giveaway to make it appear as if they are doing something, when in fact this is nothing but symbolism and nothing of substance. And this whole situation involving this 200,000, it just makes me think about the responsibility of black entrepreneurs, those who have really made it in the business worlds, those who have established great businesses. it seems like they should be the primary ones trying to set up programs to educate the next generation of entrepreneurs so that this spirit of entrepreneurship will not end with uh, these millionaires of today. We need to have something in place to inspire young people to pursue entrepreneurship, to give them the necessary tools, the necessary skills, and more importantly, or equally as important, the necessary capital. So I think that this should inspire um, entertainers and other business owners to try to make an investment into the Black community, make an investment into the next generation, so that we could have a situation where we are not going to a Starbucks, where we will have our own restaurants, our own coffee houses, our own institutions in our own community, so we won't have to be subjected to this kind of despicable type of treatment. So I just wanted to share these quick thoughts. Tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.